Hi all you beautiful people. This is just a quick little thing that I wanted to share with you this morning. And I know I talk about everything. It's a bit hard for me to limit myself because I just think there's so many aspects of life that are so exciting. And really basically what life is all about right now, just as I see it, is that we're becoming ourselves. We're becoming who we really are. Because we've never been that before. And when the ego hears that, it can get quite stroppy and upset. Because it says, well, that can't be true. But that's just really what I feel is going on. And you might feel it very differently, but I just feel it's really, really, our true self is pushing its way through all this falseness and all the aspects of our personality that used to be there that we thought were really us. And you can also say that there were aspects of our personality that were there for a reason, but they were not our true self being expressed. And so in this process, it's really difficult, and especially if the people around you who have not even started yet, it can be really, really strange for them to experience what you're doing. So this little message this morning was that just to make it really easy, because sometimes it's good to have a little thing to grab onto when you think life is really difficult and the changes you're making in your life you just don't understand, but you know you have to do it. You just know you have to do this. Or rather, there's something that you can't do anymore. You just can't do it anymore, and you can't even really explain why. So in our old way of being, we would quickly say, okay, well, if I'm not going to do it this way, then I'm going to do it. How am I going to do it then? I'm going to find a new way of doing this thing, or going to find a new solution. But sometimes, and I think maybe very often, there are some things you just you're not supposed to find a solution other than you just stop doing it. You just say whoever's involved, if there's someone involved in it. It could also be something you just do with yourself. And you come to the point where you can see, I can't do this anymore. It's just over. And it could be a very little thing, doesn't matter. And when we really live from our soul, we become more and more accepting. And we feel when we make changes, it's such a relief. When a change comes from your inner being, from your true self, and you do it, you feel this joy. Joy is the marker. You feel this joy. Oh, I don't have to do this thing anymore. It feels so good. And it's just to say to you that if you have that, to accept that people might ask, well, what are you going to do then if you're not going to do that thing anymore? Or you might ask yourself, what am I going to do then? And to just say, well, I'm just not going to do it. And there's nothing to replace it. So, and as we move away from things that we can't do anymore, we just don't want to do them. We don't want to, we don't wish to, it's not joyful anymore. There will be, the soul's path will be full of things or activities or different things to do that feel very, very fresh and wonderful, and we will feel like doing more and more. So they will slowly start to replace the life that we used to have, where the first step is often you just feel this, you can't do this anymore, you move away from it, and there might be a period where everything is very, very calm and it seems like nothing's really happening in your life. And you won't feel bored, but your ego will be will be at you. There might be a period where you just have to sleep and rest, just recover, just like you've been in this stormy ocean for a long time and you've reached an island and you just rest, you just lie there under the trees, feel the sun, feel the water, you just are. And then slowly, you've done the big thing because you've moved away from what was not true to you, which you could sense was not true to your being. And then the inspiration will come, and the new inspiration, the passion to do other things. And as I've said many times before, your soul's mission can be anything. It can be anything. It can be very, very active, looking from the outside. You can become a very active person, guided by your soul, because that's what you're meant to be. Or you can be what looks like very passive. And it doesn't matter, because the main thing is that you're on your soul's path. So, what was I going to say? Another thing I wanted to say for a while. You are a pillar of the light. You are a channel of the light. And that's really, really good to have with us. And this is not about seeing ourselves as great, better, anything. But to remind ourselves when we feel we're not really doing anything and we're just sort of lying around, looking up into the sky. Or we might have a job, go to our job, just go home, sleep, relax. And life seems very still. Just know that when you have this joyful feeling inside that you're in the right place, you're doing what feels deeply true to you, you are a pillar of the light. You're beaming light into the earth, and you're helping the process of awakening limitlessly. You're bringing the greatest you can bring. So when we feel that, or our ego comes and says, oh, what are you actually doing with your life? I mean, you're actually not doing anything. What value do you have? Then remind yourself that when you feel this, you feel that you are really on your soul's path, you are doing what feels deeply wonderful for you, no matter what it is, that you are a pillar of the light. You are, you've opened the floodgates for all the light that you can send into the earth and into this realm. You're doing that job while you might seem very inactive. So it's, and the ego hates that, hearing that, but and your soul is telling you, you are actually right where you are because you're following the guidance of your heart. You are doing the greatest. Yeah, so this was just a little thing about how difficult this can be. To know, where am I actually going? What's actually happening? And I feel it's difficult. I really feel it's difficult. But I just, I keep coming back to just asking myself, does this feel true to me? And if it does, and I feel this sort of bubbling, joyful feeling about what I'm doing right now, although from the outside it might look really mad and really strange, to just keep at it, just keep telling myself or listening to my heart say all is well. And that is what's so beautiful when you really follow the guidance of your heart, your soul. Fear drops away. And fear will come and try you. I mean, it will come in waves, but the impulse becomes so strong for you to do these things or not do these things. And you can sense how when you do it, when you take these new steps, you feel more peace. And some things in my life, the steps I'm taking out, I think, if I can't do this, I'd rather die. I mean, I have to do this. I would not live one more day in that old lie. I want to be truly me. Even though it means I'm going to drop dead in 5 minutes or somebody's going to shoot me or something. I don't care anymore. Because it's not about keeping myself alive in this body. It's about being the true me, because that is what life is. So if it only lasts 5 minutes, doesn't matter. So your fear, and that's what's been driving us for so long, the fear. We were doing all these things out of fear, because what if somebody didn't like us, or what if somebody thought, or what if... And that all drops away when you start going on the path of the soul, because you don't want to satisfy anyone anymore, because that's really not what you're here for. So, yeah, fear is not really part of your reality, more and more. So this became quite long. I'm going to do my morning prayer now. And yeah, have a beautiful day, and see you soon. Bye.